Hello and welcome back for the fourth game of today. It will be a game between Alliance and Power Rangers, of course. Once again, you are watching StarLadder, Star Series, Season 8, Day 16. And today there's going to be 5 games in total. That means that after this one we've got one more, and that will be Power Rangers again, that time up against Mousesports. But for now they'll be up against Alliance. And of course, for this match I will not be by myself. I am joined by 2 people. One is going to be our talented Statsman, and he is Nahaz. And of course my co-caster is here as well, G-Advance. Welcome back.
What's up? Yeah, Power Rangers here versus Alliance. I love seeing Power Rangers play, especially when they play well, because they're one of the few giant killers out of there. They're, like you mentioned before, they were the first team to beat Alliance when they were on a massive win streak. They've beaten Na'vi when they were playing really well. They've beaten other huge teams out of there. Don't perform generally quite as well versus some of the weaker teams, because this team is unreliable to say the least, but when they ramp up the aggression, they go versus the best. They really bring their game.
Yeah, indeed. They thrive on that aggression. So far, Power Rangers, they've got 9 games in this season played, 9 out of the 17 games in total, with 5 wins, 4 losses, so, you know, above 50%, which is nice, but they're still kind of shaky, and it doesn't look like they're going to make it to the playoffs, depending on if they win all the remaining games and hope that some other people will lose their games instead. Alliance, so far, they have not been able to do... Well, they've been doing okay. They've lost a game they lost 2 games, actually, on Friday. So they looked a bit shaky then. But those were the only 2 games that they've ever lost in this season, that is. And they've played 10 games so far, 8 wins, 2 losses. And if they win this game, they'll be shared top place, number 1 place, with Next KZ, who has been doing really well this season as well. So we'll see if Alliance can take a win of Power Rangers, or if Power Rangers will take the win off Alliance, just like they did indeed last season. We're gonna have Alliance banning out the Elder Titan and the Bristleback. We have a Slark still banned out. Good ban for Power Rangers, because Alliance has liked that one. And then Nature's Prophet as well as the Bounty Hunter and the Pugna and the Abaddon and the OD. Wow, this draft is going pretty fast.
Yeah, both the last couple of games have pretty confident drafting, which is something always very, very hard to do versus a team like Alliance, who not only are they very adaptable, but they're also incredibly hard to actually push into and fight, because generally they pick very, very stable lineups, and that's something when they had those couple 2 lost games, that's something that worked against them, because they were playing with kind of experimental lineups, and one had a support Tiny. And they've looked really very shaky with some of those more experimental lineup, but these sort of standard picks for them, Alchemist, Visage, Clockwork a little bit, it's not something they'd like to run. Certainly it's not like their Nature's Prophet, but it's still very, very strong.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, it's... A Clockwork has been played by S4, it has been played by Bulldog, so they don't really give too much away with this draft. And also Alchemist can fulfill multiple roles, so I like that part. It's kind of, apart from the Alchemist, perhaps, it's kind of passive, the draft from Alliance, though. And I like Power Rangers supports combination with the Venomancer actually picked up this time. And the Crystal Maiden. I think this is the first time that we see Venomancer today, though we did see him on the banning side of things earlier, and the first banning phase, and otherwise ignored. But Power Rangers, with the Crystal Maiden, with the Venomancer, and with the Weaver already, they prepare themselves for possibly a safe tri lane with a Weaver on the off lane. That would be my guess, unless they want to have the Weaver on the safe and still go for an aggressive tri lane with something else other than a Weaver, which is something that I'm kind of hoping is going to be the case. Queen of Pain picked up for the mid lane here for the Power Rangers, though.
Yeah, Queen of Pain, she's been moving back into the limelight again. I remember when she was pretty much ubiquitous. She was constantly picked up by teams, and then she sort of just fell off a little bit randomly. As supports managed to get a little bit more farm, a little bit more XP. She didn't have those sort of people that she normally thrives on killing off multiple times a game, but we've seeing her a little bit more this StarLadder, and I think that's good, because she's a very, very interesting hero. She's one of those heroes who can have a massive, massive game impact, but really, really doesn't like dying. She falls behind very, very quickly. She requires a lot of items and a ton of XP.
Yeah, she does. I don't think anybody likes dying, by the way. But yeah, she kind of falls off the map. If she doesn't do well around the 20-minute mark, then she should be having a tough time coming
10
back
seconds
from the
remaining.
game into the game, as we have an Enchantress pickup for Alliance. So they kind of
5
revealed with this that
seconds remaining.
Alchemist will be either mid or safe lane. I say that either mid or safe lane because we have actually seen
Reserve
S4
time.
playing the Alchemist solo mid when Loda played something else. So who knows what is going to be picked up there. I mean, still kind of variable. They pick up a Juggernaut. Now that's going to be S4
Radiant
Alchemist,
team
Clockwork
pick.
Bulldog, and Loda Juggernaut. And with that, they've got themselves 3 core heroes that are very difficult to kill. Juggernaut, he has got a Blade Fury, he's got an Omni Slash and a Healing Ward as well. Clockwork is just tanky overall and has got his cogs, of course, to get himself away, or even his hookshot. And Alchemist also, with this Chemical Rage, difficult to kill. Even with the burst from the Queen of Pain coming out, I mean, Alchemist is going to have his natural regen.
10
Clockwork is going to
seconds
have a
remaining.
Blade Mill probably at some point, and Juggernaut is going to have his Healing Ward and Blade Fury. So
5 seconds remaining.
I like the draft of Alliance. It's very, very well tailored, also towards pushing, because with the Healing Ward from the Juggernaut and the Nature's Attendance from the Enchantress, well, they're going to be a very sustainable team.
Yeah, this is definitely a team that can do the standard Alliance thing, which is be quite passive in the laning stage, maybe rotate their support, but mostly just farm up during the laning stage, and then just go push, take some towers, get map control, get a gold farm advantage, and then farm up a ton, especially with an Alchemist and a Juggernaut, because so far in this game, Juggernaut does relatively well versus both Queen of Pain and Venomancer. If Queen of Pain jumps in, Juggernaut just goes, oh look, an Omni Slash target, and instantly kills her off. And what I was talking about earlier with the Queen of Pain is she's the sort of hero to bring up big sprees, but she's so item dependent and her skills kind of fall off quite quickly to the point where she really, really needs to basically be on a continuous spree. She's one of those very, very hard snowball heroes. But Power Rangers here, they really need a synergistic hero with their lineup right now, because Alliance, like you said, very, very difficult to kill anybody other than their support.
Yeah, we are gonna see a farming Veno or farming Earthshaker here this game by the looks of it. I hope it's gonna be farming Veno or Earthshaker. Crystal Maiden farming doesn't really work out. Actually, I wanted to say Veno only, but then I realized an Earthshaker farming would actually be pretty good. Would actually be pretty... Yeah, well, it's not gonna happen. J4 picks up the Earthshaker, so we will see a Veno not on a farming roll. A Veno on the farming roll, wow. But, it looks actually... ZXC on the Venomancer might be meaning that the Venomancer will be mid. I'm guessing it's not even a bad choice. I mean, if you're going to be up against a Clockwork, or probably an Alchemist in this case, Venomancer is actually going to be able to harass him quite a lot. And Queen of Pain up against an Alchemist is nice and all, but it's going to be Queen of Pain on the offlane. This is an interesting draft coming out from Power Ranger, and I think it's nice. I don't think they had it in mind when they had Queen of Pain and Venomancer picked up already, but only went for it after the Juggernaut was picked up, when they realized who they were going to be up against. But this might just work out for them.
It might be that. I would honestly, seeing this draft, my immediate thought was that is the best aggressive tri-lane you can get. Venomancer, Earthshaker, Crystal Maiden, pretty much the top end of all aggressive tri-lane heroes. It looks like, I don't know how they're going to lane this, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to see an off-lane Queen of Pain. It's been done enough times to the point where I think it's a bit poor, to be honest. The problem is say you level 1 Blink, your Blink is now off cooldown for 12 seconds, and the range on it early on is only 700, which is not very much. It looks like they might actually run dual lanes here and keep the Queen of Pain safe lane solo, or with a Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, I have to say, I am not convinced by the speed of this kill. Actually, they know. No, that's your ping. What the hell?
That's my ping. What is this? Oh
Well,
my god, Alliance are
like,
bringing it back.
They've got the regens, they've got the enchantable as well, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. The minus armor coming up from the acid spray is kind of nice. They will get scouted out, actually. Crystal Maiden.
They're gonna do this.
They're gonna see it.
Take this.
They're gonna take this.
Crystal Maiden,
Oh,
run.
Crystal
Don't
Maiden
go there.
slowed out. Roshan still pounding up a Loda. Those cogs actually hurting him. Loda might actually die from Roshan. One more punch, and indeed he dies. Roshan with the first blood. That's gonna be not something that Alliance was hoping for. With the haste rune, Crystal Maiden will be fine as well. ZXC, what's he gonna do? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna go back into the Rosh pit? Because right now this Rosh attempt is kind of failed, and I would say those cogs of Bulldog did not really help their case at all. That was, I mean, he didn't even open a path for Loda to run through. That was kind of sad. That means that that's gonna be Well, that's going to be some Russian flame. No, it's about Skype, so we don't know what it says. But yeah, let's take a look at who is playing what, and if we are going to see... no, they're not going to give up. They're going to give up Rosh, as in they're not going to go for it anymore. So, Alliance on the dire side. We'll have Crab, that's EGM, playing the Visage. So EGM on the Visage, we've got ourselves Bulldog playing the Clockwork. Mid is going to be Alchemist for S4. Within the jungle, Aki on his signature Enchantress, and then Loda on his Juggernaut. And their level 1 Rosh attempt failed, and on top of that they lost their Juggernaut, which actually wasn't too bad, because now he has his mana and his health again, so he can go to the lane without missing too much, I guess. That would be one of the upsides, and nobody got the first blood.
Yeah, and on the side of PR we have... Oh, who's the Queen of Pain with the lines here? Okay, ZXC, he's going to be on the Queen of Pain, going solo safe lane for the moment. FNG as well as J4, they're going to be the supports currently in the mid lane, maybe looking to pick up a first blood on S4 here. They're on the Crystal Maiden as well as the Earthshaker. Cheshire Cat, he's going to be picking up the Venomancer, solo mid for him. Oh, missed Gale there, apparently. Yeah, and last but not least, it's going to be Moon. He's going on the offlane here on the Weaver. Not the most fantastic of offlane heroes, but he's doing very well versus EGM here.
He's going to get a kill. Blood. This is, oh, the heal. Never mind. First blood goes the way of Moon. The healing word of Loda not being put up in time, or at least not enough, not in time enough to get the kill going. Power Rangers, they've made a good start. I really like their laning. Like, they're really tailored against knowing what Alliance would do. They would indeed, I mean, Alchemist... It's not the most aggressive heroes, but S4 is needed to set up a lot of potential kills for Alliance, so if they shut him down, they slow him down, then they're going to be having a good time. Earthshaker is actually rotated to help out the Weaver here, to make sure that he continues to be doing okay. In terms of last hits, he's not getting enough, or at least not compared to Loda, but with the first blood on his name, he's not going to be too sad about the way things are going. No. And Queen of Pain is doing just fine here bottom as well. Actually able to just allow to harass Clockwork just freely. And this Clockwork... Not able to do anything about it, and on top of that, he is out of regen.
Yeah, this is a really, really hard matchup for a Clockwork. You basically have to be really aggressive early on and try and burn off as much mana as possible. He's not managed to do that in these early levels, so the Queen of Pain is going to have enough mana. Bulldog might even just go back to base. I think he's going to go quickly to collect his bottle. He'll probably bottle Crow, which is really going to annoy S4, but he doesn't really have any other choice. Oh no, looks like he's just going to regen up and then go back to lane.
Yeah, perhaps he'll be able to still be in time for the rune. It's a double damage rune that's here, and nobody else is going for it, apparently. They're actually making sure that the lane and the mid lane is pushed out, so that Cheshire Cat doesn't have the freedom to go for it. And that means that he has a full bottle again, so that's good for Bulldog. We'll allow him to sit in the lane a little bit more, but he still cannot really... stop ZXE from farming. So this Queen of Pain is going to have a field day here, and she is on the highest on last hits, and the nice, I mean, she's got 21 to 9 compared to Loda's 15 to 2. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, he's farming really, really well here, and this is essentially a free farm lane. Like I said, early on, perhaps the Clockwork can try and burn off as much mana as possible to make it to the point where the Queen of Pain can't spam her Shadow Strike, but at this point, even with a DD, Bulldog is going to get zoned out from here. Because Queen of Pain's got a bottle too now.
Yeah, and her amount of harass that she can do is just... Yeah, all Bulldog can do is heal up. And, I mean, he's not going to be getting in range of Queen of Pain to try and to try and do some damage to harass back, because he'll be out-harassed, aka dying. In the meantime, on the top lane, we might have ourselves a go. Maybe they actually are going to go up on Crab. The Fisher comes out, and the healing ward is already down. Crab, though. Ow, my god, it was so close. That Siege Creep helping out. In the meantime, in comes Alchemist with the haste rune, stunning up the Weaver and getting the kill with it as well. J4 should be able to move after, behind the tower. That was a pretty close kill upon Crab, but luckily S4 came around, well coordinated with Loda, of course, with the Blade Fury there. They were able to get the kill going. That is something that Alliance desperately needed to have.
Yeah, they really, really need to get a few kills on the board, because these supports are having a really, really big impact on the lanes right now. S4 being caught out a little bit in the river, but it looks like Cheshire Cat's just going to continue farming here. I'll be interested to see how Cheshire Cat wants to transition into his item builds, because one issue with pitting the Venomancer mid is that generally people go, he's not really item dependent, so maybe we'll see things like a mech, possibly even like an Aghanim Scepter if he can get up the money for it, if he gets a good few minutes in the mid game. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, maybe we'll see something, you know, a bit more pubby, like a Shadow Blade or something. I don't know.
Dota, 6 charges will keep him up, or will they? No, they won't. Moon with another kill. And he's actually going for Crab as well. He's going for EGM. He will have the help from the Crystal Main. Actually, Crystal Main way too slow to get in range to help there. They are going to be able to dive, actually. Fisher coming out. Why not dive? Moon is going to take that. That's a double kill right there. He's got his time-lapse. In the meantime, Alchemist was able to take down the Venomancer because Crystal Maiden, of course, left towards the top lane. So with help of Aki and the Centaur, they were able to take the Venomancer down. And as you just pointed out, I hope that this Venomancer is going to realize that later on in the game he might not be having too big of an impact if he doesn't have a utility item. So I'm hoping that he's going to go for Mechanism for his team, because Earthshaker as well as Crystal Maiden, they're not mech carriers. They're not going to get the gold.
Yeah, and Earthshaker, he really needs to spend his money on other items. For one, he completely needs Arcane Boots, because generally his mana pool is very bad. Otherwise, maybe you could get away with like Tranquils in a bottle or something, which is really, really nice, because being faster means you can get easier into position for Fisher. But generally, you really need the mana pool for everything you have in your repertoire. So you get an Arcane Boots, and you really kind of need a Blink as well.
Another Fisher coming out with the right clicks. The Healing Ward still not enough. Moon, another kill. The Healing Ward just level 2 apparently still. And he needs extra levels on that one. In the meantime, another Gale missed by Cheshire Cat. Wanted to get it on S4. S4 has got chemical range though, so even if it hit, he wouldn't have been mining at all too much. All those wards here, by the way. S4. He can actually, after the creep wave, he can actually just start taking down those wards and get free gold from those. I mean, can't underestimate free gold from those wards whatsoever.
Yeah, and those wards literally doing no damage. His regen is just about enough to literally stand in the middle of 5 wards there and take no damage. And that's with them getting the Poison Sting passive as well, which kind of turned Venomancer from that forgotten hero into an awesome one.
Yeah, we have got the level 6
Bulldog mid lane. Looks like he's going to go on Cheshire Cat.
Wow, he went for the Crystal Main. It was a bit of an awkward hookshot. He's getting frostbitten in the cogs. I don't think they'll save him. In comes S4 with the stun, and it might be enough. The wards, though. The wards, nice deny from the Gale. Of course, you can deny. That was a pretty close one. Otherwise, he would have died from the wards of the Venomancer. But that rotation was not what he had in mind. He was going to go for the hookshot, get the kill going. In the meantime, J4 might have some trouble, but in comes Moon looking for Crab. The healing ward, is it going to be enough this time? Nope, it's not. Dominating Weaver right now. Level 8. In comes a stun up on J4. That's a stun from the Alchemist. Alchemist himself going the other way, looking to cut J4 off. In comes a pause. This is an EGM pause because we have a disconnect from Aki, who is really needed to be there. But he won't be there in that fight anymore. Perhaps he can still get a range to slow someone down. But this is going to be, from the looks of it, a 3-on-2. Because J4 will probably still die. But Moon is right behind with the time-lapse. With still got decent mana. Cheshire Cat is there. He didn't actually go for the Poison Nova. But he is still level 7. So he's still going to be doing a lot. Especially since he still has that Gale. We'll see if there will actually be a retaliation kill for Power Rangers after the Earthshaker goes down. But I think they might be able to. Depending on how close Aki can get. Interesting build for Aki, by the way.
Loader will get... what's his build
stats
here?
He went for 1 in itch and then stats in 2.
This is the standard. Because the thing is, right, is you... Generally during the early game, you want to get as many stats as you can on this hero, because Enchantress is ridiculously squishy. A 1.0 strength gain, so basically nothing. Whereas early on, auto attacks don't do as much, so Untouchable not as important. Later on, you're not like your hero isn't as important anyway, so you may as well just get stats just to try and boost up your impetus.
I just realized something that I didn't see before. Queen of Pain is teleporting in towards the top lane. She has her Sonic Wave. She's got decent mana. She's got a regen rune actually.
So what we're saying is Loader's dead. He's probably going to get J4 because he can spin, but Loader is in fact dead. There's like...
S4 might be dead
S4's not going to have enough mana to do anything.
He doesn't
S4 might even be the choice of going down.
There will be enough mana. In 8 seconds he can Magic Stick and S4 will be able to Chemical Rage.
That's true. That'll be really, really strong for them. And they don't have the Poison Nova, as you pointed out. He's decided to go for this, the maxing the wards and the poison sting as quickly as possible with this build. I guess the reason you do this is it does make you an exceedingly strong jungler early on, but yeah.
Okay. You know, one of the things that I realized of the heroes that are coming in to try and avenge J4 if he is actually gonna die, is that if J4 is indeed dead, nobody could stop S4 or Loda from teleporting out, but neither have the teleport scrolls to do that with.
Yeah, that's a really sad situation from them. Maybe Loda, I mean, Loda's relatively fast, so they're both actually pretty fast, so they might be able to get to the side shot, but they don't have particularly high HP pools. I think S4 might be able to get out of this, but I feel like Loda is looking more and more like a feeder in this game. He's in a really hard position.
That's a harsh word.
I'm saying feeder in like a, you know, not in a nasty way.
That's
he's going up
possible.
against an Earthshaker and a Weaver, so they have really strong initiation and really good physical follow-up to it, which versus a Juggernaut is really, really hard to deal with, because the idea normally is that you get to see what's going on to you, Blade Fury it, and then go aggressive, but Blade Fury doesn't help against the physical damage from Moon, and J4 can easily be out of fog when he wants to fish a Loader.
Well, but
I'm not actually calling me a feeder.
Because feeder sounds like something...
I'm allowed to flame people.
But feeder sounds like something that you do on purpose, and he did not do this on purpose.
Alright, so we can call him food. Is that
yes,
allowed?
That's allowed.
Alright, well he's food then. Loader is food this game.
Yes.
That's more accurate.
That's more accurate. You know,
so
sitting
we're
here
allowed to flame, but just
and waiting for the pause to be over, I just have to say that I actually am happy that I painted the wall. I actually only just noted it, and it's very empty actually. I feel like I should get a painting. A poster. God, I could hang on posters. Cool. Okay, so that's where my random ad. Like, I just realized, like, there's a lot of white wall across me. And I like, if I look over my monitor. It's very random comment, I realized that, but it's never really occurred to me like, oh, and I know why! Oh my god, I know why I noticed it! Because, as some might know, I was yesterday pulling off wallpaper of the walls of my brother's new house. And for that, I of course had to find some, you know, working clothes that can get dirty and get paint and stuff on them, because I was gonna do painting as well. And I still have some moving boxes standing, and they were all standing on the corner of my room, and they were actually kind of piled up. And so I had to take down 2 boxes, and now all of a sudden I see the wall there instead of the boxes, so I can appreciate the wall. Yes, I moved more than 9 months ago, 10 months ago, and I still have boxes. Guilty.
That's pretty bad. Although, when I first got my my new swanky PC that I'm on at the moment, like last year, I spent all of my money, like literally everything I had at the time, on a PC. So I was like, and then I got it, and I was like, I don't have a table. I've made a mistake. I don't have a table. So I had my very expensive PC sat next to the cardboard box it came into, with everything on the cardboard box for about 6 months. Because I got used to it. I was like, okay, I'm kind of used to the cardboard box. I may as well stick with it, right? So I stuck with it for like 6 months until like people were just like, no, you're terrible. You have to. You're not allowed to do this anymore. This is silly.
Computer on the cardboard box. Oh, which 2 players are tied for the career win leads on Alchemist? I think Loda played a lot of Alchemist, but it's 23 wins. I think Loda would be one of them. But I think
Loda played a ton of Alchemist.
Yeah, but who's the other one? Because is it gonna be a Vost? Because he didn't really play that much Alchemist. He was more of a Lifestealer player.
Yeah, Loda's too aggressive. No, not Loda, sorry. Hovost is way too aggressive for a hero like that. Who gets massive GPMs? Because, I mean, let's be fair, Alchemist is like the GPM. 23 and 5.
I'm thinking perhaps it's a Chinese team, or an Asian team at least.
It might be. It might be one of the teams that used him solo mid first. I don't know though.
Liquid
I'm not sure about that one.
First, but they didn't do.
Was it really Liquid?
I think so. Liquid, or at least the North American team.
Oh, I remember seeing it first in the Asian teams, but maybe you're right. I don't know. Probably right. Okay, so Chinese teams. Mid. Who plays, like... As a solo mid hero, it's a really, really good, like, tempo controller. So, maybe like Zhao 8. Zhao 8's the sort of person, like, the director.
Yeah, but
Directs how the game flows.
Like, that was a while ago already. Like, I think it's
I don't know.
Has to be someone that still actively plays Alchemist. We do have Aki back, so I guess we're gonna have to let the chat decide on who is the second one.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. See, the thing is, I don't watch much Chinese Dota at the moment because it's at terrible times. G League is like the worst times for European player. Like, you have to watch it at like 4 in the morning. I'm not doing that. That's terrible. I want to be able to do other things in my day.
G League 4 in the morning?
Yeah, some of it's at 4 in the morning.
No, 7 in the morning. 6 for you. It's not 4.
No, I've actually watched games at 4 in the morning. I'm sure. I'm sure it starts then at some point.
But not the group stages.
I
Like
don't
not
know.
these
Maybe
last
I'm insane.
few, like
Maybe I'm
not
crazy.
the actual group stages with the last games just played today. Super. Ah. Yeah.
12-0 as Alchemist in the current patch.
That's
is
insane. But then again,
you
he
would
has been doing
respect ban
really
that,
super
let's be fair.
lately. Fiji Gaming has been on the
Yeah.
roll.
VIII Gaming has looked really, really good, but they're actually doing kind of badly in the group stages, I believe. They're looking to pick up 3rd.
But yeah, but they have actually, like, they have ended, like, the group stages ended today. They ended 3rd, but the 3rd person still makes it to the playoffs. It's only it's the top 3 or 4 that makes it to the playoffs.
Okay, so it's not really a group stage, it's like we eliminate one person.
Yes, and then oh wait a second, we're gonna be first seeing the blink forward. J4, oh, that scream only hit up on S4. The Omni Slash still picked up J4. S4 though, he is not gonna be able to run from this one. They're chasing him down. Lowdown in the meantime might be able to make it out. He is indeed getting helped by Bulldog, who teleported himself in as well. In the end, it's just a 1-for-1. Well, lucky that it wasn't more, and actually Aki, he'll have Nature's Attendance. Oh, you're Sonic Waved, you're dead. ZXC, no! Oh my god! The poison! The neutrals! They get the kill, hookshot away, Bulldog can't get himself out, get screamed, will be going down, so still 2 kills going the way of Power Rangers. But it was Aki that got killed off by a neutral. It will be Loda who is teleported, or is ran back to base rather, not teleported. They will lose their tier 1.
They think he's trying to TP. They don't know where he is. They don't think they realize Loader is in the base.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe that Aki was able to just survive for that inch of a second so that the neutral could actually kill him off. But that's gonna be still a very, very good trade for Power Rangers, because they lost their Earthshaker. They got the Visage, which of course was still dead when the pause, or before the pause started, and then they got themselves an Alchemist, an Enchantress, and a Clockwork. So Loda in the end, the only one that did not die.
Oh, EGM bottom lane. He's going to be gone on by the Earthshaker as well as ZXC here. This is a very, very dead. He was just trying to farm up, and he didn't realize Earthshaker was in the area. Queen of Pain TP, and he was going back.
S4 hit by the Gale. That might have just have bought time for Crystal Maiden to get away. Maybe Bulldog can get her though. Neutrals, hello,
neutrals.
Denied. And that's going to be S4 making it out alive. Bulldog as well, but they don't get the spoils. They don't get the Crystal Maiden. Ice deny again. Wow.
All right.
Loda.
The neutrals.
Loda, so close. Oh my god, they both end up dead.
I think that's worth it for Moon, even though he does give up his killing spree for it. He's not actually looking to really carry this game. They're kind of mid-game centric on the side of PR, so I think they're, as long as they're shutting down the side of Alliance, I'd take it, you know. But I just want to say, the neutrals are having a really good game this game.
I know, right?
Because Roshan's got a kill, Ancients have got a kill, neutrals have... ZXC's got a kill.
Yeah.
He's not neutral though.
Just blinking and screaming, that's all he needs.
Yeah, Queen of Pain, this is what happens when you give her a safe lane and a really, really easy lane matchup for her as well. Versus melee heroes, this hero literally destroys everything.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we're seeing 13-5, but so far there has been 2 deaths on Alliance that have been neutrals, and there have been neutrals and Roshan, that is, and there's been 1 kill on Power Range, and actually they find Aki in the jungle, should be able to burst him down as well. That's going to be dominating ZXC. He's now sitting on 4-0-1, and I mean, they're even trying to take down the creeps of of Enchantress. They won't find those though anymore. Maybe ZXC will continue to rotate top. He's actually building for an Orchid, which is of course the better plan here. He can just jump in and almost kill virtually anybody. S4 finds himself running away from a Crystal Maiden. And, I mean, what do you think? Like, Alliance? Well, never mind. They're gonna go in first. They're gonna get the stun out on Cheshire Cat as well. That's gonna get the kill. Nicely done. Tower in the meantime, beating on Bulldog, who's sitting in the Frostbite, and S4 just pounding the tower in return because he felt like he could. But Alliance, even with these little pickups, they're not really getting their game plan going. What do you think that they should do to get back in this game for good?
The real issue for them is grouping up their support heroes and just taking a tier 1 tower or something. It's really risky to do because if PR start TPing, you pretty much have to run away, and with heroes like Queen of Pain, you might not be able to run away, but looks like they're still getting pickoffs, which is important for them, but like you said, it's really not doing anything as far as their game plan. I feel like they need a tower right now. They have a Juggernaut as well as an Enchantress, so if they can get that, they'll get a little bit of extra gold, but Juggernaut is really underleveled here. Only level 8. Enchantress is level 9. Yeah. So their jungler out-leveling...
level 11. Good luck with that. And he's actually going for Loda right now.
Just...
I think he might be able to get him. I mean, he has to be careful about the Blade Fear, of course, and it's kind of obvious when ZXC would go for a Sonic Wave, so he's not going to try, especially not with everybody of Alliance coming in. But, no, they're going to go. In comes the Hate Train. The Enchantress creeps will scout them out, though. Stun, hit upon Cheshire Cat. That's an Omni Slash taking him down. ZXC still in this. Will run. The hookshot missing because of the blink. And that's going to be maybe a Crystal Main still dead. Nice start. No, FNG. You're going to still die. Can't get himself away. I mean, that's a good double kill. S4 actually gets both those kills. Now sitting on 1900 gold. So they're definitely getting something. But this Queen of Pain still unbeaten as of yet. And of course Weaver is still actually quite fat.
Yeah, both of them doing relatively well for themselves. Looks like they're going to go nice 4 here. He doesn't have his regen on, so he's probably going to go down. Blink, Scream. He's dead.
Yeah, Bulldog looking to do something here. The Omni Slam, the Echo Slam from the low ground actually helped out. Even not by that much, but every little bit helps. Double kill for ZXC because him taking down the Clockwork as well. That's 2 solo lanes taken down by this one Queen of Pain. He's got enough for an Orchid. I mean, this is really scary for Alliance right now. Aki's still trying to farm up in the jungle. He actually went for a Hand of Midas. He is gonna have issues though with that untouchable, and J4 indeed backs off. I just realized we've got a J4 and an S4 in this game. It's kind of interesting.
Lots of 4s. Didn't the other day we have like an S7 in the league as well? Which I wanted to make a joke about, but I never found the right chance for. And I was really upset about it.
We have an S7.
Yeah.
And we also have another Hand of Midas. So Alliance realizes that, you know, they're in a bad state now, but if they can hold on for another 20 minutes, they'll get themselves the payout from the Hand of Midas, and that's going to be putting them even again, or at least that's our hope. And on top of that, I mean, Loda really does need that extra experience, as you mentioned. He is just really underleveled at this moment.
Yeah, underleveled, underfarmed, things are very, very difficult for him, especially with the Queen of Pain on the map, who can currently probably still solo him if he uses the Orchid of Malevolence, gets every spell off. Of course, if any of Alliance's team are there, then Loda will probably survive, and Queen of Pain might give up a kill, which would be really bad for her because she's on a really, really nice kill streak at the moment, which is kind of the thing that you want to continue doing as long as possible on this hero, because when you die, it really hurts your item progression. She does farm quite fast. Looks like they're going to go on Loda here. Yeah,
that's an Orchid paying off. The right clicks will do the job. Wicked sick for Queen of Pain. This is well, starting to get a bit more than scary, because how are they going to find her? How are they going to pick her off? Like, they just went for a gank. They smoked out 3 heroes. And, I mean, they couldn't get the Weaver because he was able to just get away, and they didn't have the detection because they didn't know where he was. And actually, they didn't have detection at all. Not even Dust, nor Sentry Ward. So that's kind of interesting to still try and go on a Weaver. Maybe they can get themselves a tower though, and actually they get the stun up on Moon this time. Perhaps now they'll get it, but he'll still have his time lapse. He'll use it as well. And in comes a rainbow of teleports. They want to try and take down S4. Do they have the slow? The Crystal Maiden Nova not hitting anymore, and S4, he pops his Chemical Rage. Should be able to stay alive on the downside for Aki while he is left by himself. Still is able to at least use his Midas before he dies, but, you know, that's still one dead Crystal Maiden, or Enchantress. Why do I want to keep that calling Enchantress? Crystal Maiden. Wow! Why do I mess up those two? Cheshire Cat will get hooked upon, but Bulldog forced to back off. Can't dive tier 1 towers just yet. 16 minutes into the game. He'll actually get fissured, as that is a godlike Queen of Pain, because S4 came back towards the bottom lane, and then Bulldog, well, he'll live. And yeah, S4, he actually died in the fountain, by the looks of it. If I right click his port.
Oh, that's really, might be that he died mid-port or something? I don't know. It's a little bit glitchy with that, actually. Yeah, the Orchid tick could have done it there. But now is the time for PR. They've managed to break up this massive kill lead over the side of Alliance, and they've really taken things into their control. But they need to get both these towers, and this is really important for them because they don't actually have a very good push lineup. Moon's a pretty good physical damage dealer. They have the Venomancer wards, but they actually do really reduced damage to towers because of the type of damage they do. Don't even get me into it. I don't know enough about it. It's piercing damage.
It's not necessarily that they're not doing less to towers, it's just that they're stronger against creeps.
Is it? I swear it's... I think it's less to towers. I'm not sure, to be honest. But
oh, Bulldog, they know exactly where he is. Frostbitten, Gale, Silent Stop will go down to the Soulburn. Maybe they can get themselves a Queen of Pain. That is 1,335 gold going the way of S4. Freezing Field up. FNG still tries to do what he can. Echo Slam coming out as well, but it will be a Crystal Maiden that dies, as well as J4 Force Staff to the high ground. Cheshire Cat, is he in vision? Is S4 is gonna get a stump? Nope, he's not. No vision, so Cheshire Cat will live to see the day. Good fight for Alliance, though. They got things going their way, even though Bulldog still died at the start of that fight. Real unfortunate for him, but getting that Queen of Pain, better yet, getting the godlike streak gold. I mean, no matter who it's on, the godlike streak gold, that is... I mean, it was almost 1,337 gold, which would have been quite a funny, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, that would have been pretty amazing for the side of Alliance for it to be 1,337, but only 2 gold. Less.
Oh,
it's a really important kill.
Can he
for
take
them.
him down? He doesn't have a time lapse just yet. One more hit needed. Loda, can he get him? No, he can't. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, that flare!
Oh,
that's gonna get it. That's gonna be a turnaround for Alliance. They desperately needed this one, and with this, they still keep themselves in the game. Especially if Cheshire Cat just keeps himself coming in. The hook shot actually will only hit on the familiar.
Oh, J4 has his blink. Oh, he doesn't have Echo Storm though.
Blink Fisher. S4 is going to be the target here, but he has his chemical rage on, so he'll be fine. But at least Power Rangers for now is preventing the Roshan from being taken, which is basically all they can do. They do have a Queen of Pain, of course, that can maybe try to snipe it if they feel like they're still going, but Venomancer wards will be always there, so, you know, they can have vision all the time. And
yeah, both these teams have very good teams for getting themselves a bit of vision over the Roshan pit. Like you said, PR have the Venomancer ward, which they can stand outside the Roshan pit, spam one in every now and again that they need to. And Alliance have the Visage Birds, Enchantress Creeps, even the Juggernaut ward, I believe, gives a little bit of vision. Not sure about that, actually.
I believe it does, slightly. Can't really move a creep without vision, right? Nah. There's a very little bit of vision though, but yeah, Alliance, they are keeping themselves in this game for sure. They are not pressing the issue with the Roshan. They know they can take it the moment that Power Rangers leaves them alone, and by having that knowledge, which of course is knowledge that Power Rangers has as well, they're kind of forcing Power Rangers to be hanging around and to not really take too much from. So they have got 3 heroes here in this middle lane. Of course, there's still ZXC farming top by himself, and there is also going to be Moon farming bottom. So, you know, that's still going to be very good for Power Rangers. But it is not going to be... They're not going to be able to do as much as they would with the 5 of them. And actually, we're going to see a Bulldog coming in from the side. Looks for a flare. Looks for a hook shot. Will he find one? I don't think so. He's actually backing off, and now he might be in trouble. In comes the smoke gang from S4 and Aki, though. They get a stun up on Moon, but he has his Lincolns ready. Now S4 goes down with the freezing field taking the last hit. That was just a brilliant executed kind of kill there. I wouldn't call it a gank because everybody saw those two coming. But good kill for sure for Alliance. And with that kill, actually, Power Rangers might be able to take something again, like a tier 2 tower. Or maybe they find themselves in a position to even take Roshan.
I think they're going to go for the tower here. One issue that the side of PR have is they don't really have a good Roshan team. They don't really have any minus armor. The only real physical damage dealers for them are the Queen of Pain and the Weaver. Queen of Pain's actually doing a ton of physical damage right now. Orchid, really good for that, for intelligence heroes. And also helps with your pretty much all your damage. You can actually Orchid Roshan, which is pretty helpful.
Yeah. And that's going to be Queen of Pain with the tower gold as well, so she's even more rich than she was before. She's sitting on 11k gold in terms of net worth. And that's, I mean, that is so much higher than the highest up on Alliance, which is again Loda, so he has caught on a little bit. Of course, a lot of that gold is still sitting in that Hand of Midas that is not effectively doing anything for him. But he's sitting on 7k net worth, and he is catching on. There is going to be more and more Lincoln Sphere here, apparently. We've got Lincoln Sphere for Queen of Pain, Lincoln Sphere for the Weaver. That means their biggest tool of initiation, next to the Hookshot of Bulldog, the Unstable Concoction, is going to miss. Or at least it's not going to hit. Just like the Omni Slash.
Yeah, and Loda needs to be really careful with how he uses Omni Slash now, because if he uses it on a target with his Lincoln still up, he's going to be really, really silly looking live on stream, which would be really bad for him. Not only that, but it might lose him a fight.
Orchid already up on S4. The Centaur Ward is still down there for Alliance. They might want to still go in, but their tower is already dead, so what are they doing it for? Are they really going to try to still fight here? They will have some issues. They land the stun. Never mind, that was Lincoln's, and instantly Link is put on him by the Weaver. Crystal Maiden will get locked in cogs. Will go down. Nice Fisher, though, but not hitting Loda. He is still Blade Fury. Poison Nova and Cheshire Cat has done his work. And that's going to be everybody of Alliance Force back. The Fisher actually blocking Bulldog's escape, and Bulldog will end up going down. Blink! Echo double kill for J4 and a triple kill. He might even get an ultra kill, but the kill gets sniped by Cheshire Cat. That's going to be only one person left alive, and that is Loda, left on 15 health. Because that Poison Nova brought him down to 1 health, and that is going to be the biggest fight that Power Rangers could have hoped for. And oh my god, that Echo Slap. This is why we like
J4 was waiting on the outside that fight the entire time. He got hit by acid, walked around it back, and then came back in and was waiting for the perfect Echo Slam timing. There were like 2 or 3 timings I thought he was going to jump in, and then he picked the absolute perfect Echo Slam in that fight. This is why if you get ahead with an Earthshaker, it's really, really dangerous, because he's one of the support heroes who generally kind of struggles with things. He's not a great farmer. You have to kind of prioritize the jungle for a few minutes to get his Blink Daggers, because he needs it at some point. But when he gets it at this stage of the game, he's got level 2 Echo Slam as well, only 23 minutes in. This is really, really huge for him.
Yeah. I mean, and also with that fight, Power Rangers was able to take the Aegis. I mean, they already took down the tower, so Alliance didn't really fight that because of the tower anymore. There's only one tier 2 left standing on the side of Alliance, and with the edge that Power Rangers has, which is the Aegis, they can just, I think, take the tower, try to again bait out a fight, maybe wait until the Echo Slam is back online, but it's only 45 seconds, so it's gonna be soon, and just take the tower and take another fight. They've got so much going for them right now. They even got themselves a Desolator up on the Weaver. They've got themselves the Venomancer with Boots of Travel, so if something is wrong, he is gonna be the one to make sure that their own towers are safe. Their own towers, who, by the way, have not dropped yet. Even the bottom tier 1 tower is only losing 3 health. We do have the mid tower taking a bit more, but still no more than 200, and that's going to be the tier 1 top being the lowest. S4 on the top lane already silenced up as Power Rangers indeed start pushing in. They're not as aggressive as I thought they might be able to, but we'll see if they leave or not. As Crystal Maiden is actually blocked in. He can't leave because there's golems. And he just goes for the freezing field anyway. Figures he might as well do something. He'll get picked up now. The hook shot got Cheshire Cat and ZXC in there. Mechanism will keep them up as they take down Loda. The Echo Slam comes in. J4 dominating. Doesn't have a Fisher anymore. Will get force staffed out. The Urn Charge might just take him down. And indeed, Crab, EGM with a double kill. Loda healed up by the healing ward, that Poison Nova. Of course, not fatal, but Moon, he is fatal for sure. That's gonna be Moon still taking the kill, getting a double kill. Overall, though, this is one of the better fights that Alliance could have taken. They also took down the Aegis, so that's 3 and an Aegis for 3 dead on Alliance. They still lose their tier 2, though, or I'm assuming that they are, because there's no reason for Power Rangers to back off right now. That was a very good counterfight from Alliance.
Alliance really, really needed that fight, but the sad thing is that PR, they are working with an Aegis, so it's kind of almost a game plan for them to actually throw away the Weaver's life early on, let him take a lot of the damage, and that allows other heroes like the Queen of Pain to flit in and out of these fights, pop off with their nukes, do their damage from range, while Weaver is essentially, you know, having damage wasted on him by the side of Alliance, which is really, really unlucky for them that that they had the Rosh in that fight, because otherwise I think Alliance would be back in this game from that fight, but now they just lose a tier 2 basically.
Yeah, we are seeing that Power Rangers is about 16k gold ahead compared to Alliance, 10k experience. I mean, look at that, look at the graph of the experience. I mean, we've had a big fight for Power Rangers, and Alliance was able to take a fight back again. But then in comes the previous 2 fights, and boom, it just spikes up. Power Rangers is building trees here in this experience graph, and ooh, Hookshot actually gets Cheshire Cat. The Cogs don't lock him in though, and the 4-step away. S4 is still gonna get a stun up, but J4 is already here with the Fisher, and it is gonna be ZXC that looks for kills. Loda is gonna get dropped. ZXC himself able to blink himself away and get some heals up again with the mechanism coming out from his teammates, and he is actually with that double damage room looking to go in again and gets himself a double kill by taking down Bulldog. S4 will end up stunning himself because he can't afford to go in again. If he dies, there's no way they can defend this. Their turtle potential comes from the acid spray, and he just needs to be there. If there's no flares from the Clockwork nor Blade Furies from the Juggernaut, oh my god, ZXC just jumps himself in. He's gonna get this kill. The Soul Burn is gonna do it. Killing spree for ZXC, but he jumps in so far that he'll still go down. But J4 jumps in, Echo Slams, Fishers. Maybe Loda can make himself out of there alive, but no, he can't, because Moon is still here with the double kill. And here is the biggest problem that Alliance has. They're up against not just a very strong Queen of Pain, but also a very strong Weaver. So even without the Queen of Pain, they'll have to deal with Moon. Moon, who'll be able to help kill off Enchantress as well, as EGM just tries to teleport himself back to base from being inside of his base. The GGs come out. Power Rangers get an upset here up against Alliance. They do it 2 seasons in a row. They beat Alliance in the group stages, and that means that Alliance still does not get that #1 spot in the rankings. They'll stick at number 2, and Power Rangers prove that once again they are, as you called them, the giant killers. Yep, it's the David
I love seeing this team play.
Yeah, it's that was also a good game, and especially good after the stumps that we've seen earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, this was a little bit stompy, but it was really, really well played from the side of PR. They had some really, really nice laning stage that basically shut Alliance down, and they executed things really well. We had some great Echo Slams as well, which is something I think everyone wants to see. Echo Slams. Like, every now and again, you don't see that hero very often, and then when he comes in, you're like, this guy better get 5-man Echo Slams. Like, otherwise I'm going to be upset. Yeah,
this is just, you're right. I mean, that's why you pick an Earthshaker. The plays, and J4 could definitely make those plays happen with having that early gold and having that Blink Dagger. We're going to see Power Rangers again, by the way, so that's going to be another entertaining game coming up. Power Rangers always know how to deliver. This time, they're going to try to take on they're going to take on Mouse Sports regardless, but they're going to try to win against Mouse Sports. Mouse Sports, who has been on a high lately. We're going to see if they can continue that up against the Giant Killers. I mean, Mouse Sports, a team that is not necessarily a giant, but they are starting to transition into perhaps one. So we'll see how Power Rangers end up doing there, or if indeed Mouse Sports can take that game. And yeah, the official starting time for that game is in about 16 minutes, so we'll have ourselves a bit of a break. But this game started earlier than planned, so perhaps we're going to have our next game starting earlier as well. Anyways, we'll be right back with that game. So more StarLadder in just a moment.